And now, your host, Zev Brenner.
And welcome to another edition of Talkline. I'm Zev Brenner. Hope you're safe and sound. Hope things are getting back to normal. It was a devastating storm that hit our region, and I know many people without power or with not in the regular homes, and we hope that things improve for everybody as quickly as possible. Tonight we present a grand opening celebration of Margaret Tietz's Centralized Health System, Kosher Kitchen in Jamaica Hills, Queens, and we'll get to speak to a lot of people, including Joseph Seminaro, Michael Fassler, Marvin Factor, Rabbi Samuel Perlman, Linda Spiegel, Rabbi Fabian Schoenfeld, Rabbi Yoel Schoenfeld, the Solomon David Weprin, Rabbi Chaim Schwartz, Rabbi Chaya Olbaum, Rebbitzin, Judy Steinig, and many others that were really a wonderful, wonderful celebration, a fantastic facility that is Kosher, and you'll get to hear some of our highlights as we come to you over WSNR 620 AM. Our internet is back in operational, TalklineCommunications.com, powered by the JNet, and Al Gordon's WJPR 1640 AM in Highland Park in Edison, New Jersey, and our 24-hour day listen line, 212-419-4240, extension number 1. We're going to be right back with our very special broadcast. We'll have many other dignitaries aside from those that I enumerated. A lot of people. You'll get to enjoy what I did. Wonderful, wonderful event at the grand opening celebration. We're going to be right back. Don't go away. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner. We continue our coverage of the grand opening celebration of Margaret Tietz's Kosher Kitchen in Jamaica Hills, Queens. We're speaking with Rebbitzin Judy Steinig of the Young Israel of Bayside. She's a Rebbitzin there, and you yourself were a patient here, about 4 years ago?
Yes, it was a wonderful experience. I actually had a good time. The rehab was excellent. The food, even before the Kosher Kitchen, I had private meals come to me. I had a wonderful experience, and now I'm off and running. We actually have a program that Tietz is a sponsor of coming up on November 18th at Young Israel of Jamaica Estates called Humor and Healing, addressing the issues of dementia and Alzheimer's. So that's Tietz is a sponsor of it, and we're looking forward to it. 9 o'clock in the morning at Young Israel of Jamaica Estates.
No, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with you, and I see that you're smiling, so it means you had a good experience.
It was great. We recommend Tietz to everyone, and a lot of people from our synagogue have come here.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Familiar faces here at Margaret Tietz's grand opening, or rededication ceremony, but good to see Solomon David Weprin back, and Barry Gordenchik, his deputy. It was until last week deputy borough president, now director of community board. Correct. I'm confused. You're not a deputy, but you want to be.
I would like to be borough president. I'm here in my official capacity today, representing borough president Helen Marshall. We recently worked within the last year to extend the Eruv here from Hillcrest, so now that people can walk on Shabbos to visit their loved ones, and that's a wonderful thing. And really, you can walk most of northern Queens now. You can walk right across with all the Eruvin we've done. And I just talked to Rabbi Weinberg in the Chabad in Long Island City, and they're expecting to do an Eruv there. So lots of good things happening here in the
community. So it makes a place like Margaret Tietz more accessible for people who want to walk.
Yes. It's hard. It's a schlep up the hill. They're on top of the hill, but we have a lot of Jewish communities where David lives in Holliswood, in Hillcrest, and even from Kew Garden Hills now people can walk. And a nice Shabbos, it makes a difference, of course.
I know if it's a Jewish event, I'm going to see Solomon David Weprin. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. And Margaret Tietz Nursing Home is in my new assembly district, the one I'm running for next week, or in 2 weeks, November 6th. Although I am running unopposed, so that's always nice. So I will be Margaret Tietz assembly member. But I've been very involved in. Hi, Rabbi. Rabbi from Hillcrest, Young Israel of Hillcrest.
Oh, good. Well, welcome.
Weiss.
Oh, Rabbi Weiss. You speak in Manhattan, sure.
Yes,
West Side Jewish Center, sure.
Come in.
Come in. You want to come in, Rabbi Weiss?
Rabbi, we'll get you in here.
We'll get you in, too.
So I'm very excited about the new Kosher Kitchen and the outreach to the Orthodox Jewish community. I know a lot of people from my area. I belong to the Young Israel of Jamaica Estates and the Young Israel of Holliswood. Have had many family members here, and this having the Kosher Kitchen will make a real difference. Having the Eruv extended from Hillcrest will make a big difference. And it's also, having a shul, having services, having real outreach to the Orthodox community. Not to mention that Margaret Tietz is a great facility.
It certainly is, and good to have you.
Spiegel does a great job.
Everybody's singing her praises today. Good to see you, Sallyman.
Good to see you, Zev.
Let me get Rabbi Weiss. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. How are you?
Good. So it's everybody's here. This is an important event.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it's wonderful. I know they worked very hard on getting this. It took a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of time, but they were resilient, and I think it should be good for all the residents, Jewish and non-Jewish, and hopefully everyone can enjoy that and be able to get out of here in good health.
Amen.
Okay.
Spoken like a rabbi.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Speaking with Rabbi Zev Brenner, Coordinator of Jewish Affairs at Margaret Tietz. So I know your life is becoming easier now that it's a Glad Kosher facility, right?
Well, maybe in some ways easier, some ways harder.
How is it harder?
Well, before we had a small kosher kitchen, and even though I'm technically not involved with the kashrus of the kitchen, nevertheless I'm here, so it's all part of the job. So when it was a small kosher kitchen, all you're watching is the small amount that goes out of the kitchen and to the specific people that are asking. But now the entire facility is kosher, and you got to keep your eyes all over the place. So, credit to the facility, credit to the VAD. The standard here is quite good. For instance, although the residents eat on china with regular silverware, none of it is allowed into the room. Anybody who eats in the room gets their food on disposable. That way, we are able to constantly control all the dishes, all the silverware. We have ways we have the mashgichim going through the floors and taking away anything milchiks in any of the refrigerators before a fleishik meal, vice versa. Before a milchik meal, everything fleishik is taken away, and the mashgichim are on the floors up and down all the time. And well, we're just trying to keep it all. We're trying to run a tight ship.
No, you're doing a very good job with that. And give us some food for thought. There's some of the spiritual things that you do here for the residents.
Okay, well we have Jewish classes. We have minyanim daily, Shachris and Mincha, Shabbos and Yom Tov. We always have a minyan. We bring outside people. We don't always have a minyan from the residents, but we always provide the service. And the minyan is I don't want to insult any of the shuls, but it's the best minyan in Queens. The davening is mechubadik. It's quick, and there's a kiddush after davening every Shabbos morning, every Yom Tov morning, and Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur we had a full davening, we had the Bali Tefillah, professional Bali Tefillah, and it was everything's. We try to make the people, especially the frum, as comfortable as they could possibly be.
Wonderful! Congratulations! Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We have the privilege of speaking right now with Mr. Joseph Seminaro, Executive Director of Margaret Tietz Center here in Queens. Congratulations on the fact that you now Glad Kosher and also make it accessible through the Erev. This is part of the greater Erev of Queens as well. How did the whole process begin? Was it before you came here? You're here about a year and a half.
Yeah, I'm only here about a year and a half, but this probably started, I'd say, 3 to 4 years back. It was kosher style for a number of years. And I think in terms of looking at the community and see what the needs were, the decision was made to provide kosher service and to provide the kashrut, the dietary laws in the facility. So I think the decision was made about 2 years ago. We're going to go full gung-ho and then convert this kitchen completely and the entire facility. So as of September 2012, we were able to put this into effect. And it took some doing. We had to get a certificate of need from Department of Health. We had to go to the community for help. We had to talk to the staff in servicing. Just do some sensitivity training so everyone's aware of what the culture change would be somewhat. But I must say, it went over so positively. But today, you wouldn't know the difference. We provide this service to the Jewish residents, and the non-Jewish residents enjoy it as well.
This is a typical New York success story. Here you are, Roman Catholic. You're the one that, from what I understand, the main catalyst who made sure that the Margaret Tietz becomes not kosher but Glad Kosher, right? You're the one who kept pushing it while others were not as forceful as you were.
I'll tell you, Zev, maybe 25 years of Metropolitan Jewish and another 13 years with the Ostreicher group. I think that has something to do with it.
I understand. How many years were you in kosher facilities?
Oh, I'd say all my career, my entire career. For some reason, somehow I always wound up there. So
you couldn't make this stay not kosher too long?
Absolutely not. You're kidding. I learned about kosher about 45 years ago, and I was taught by some good people in the Borough Park. And so it's remained. So I have an affinity for it and a love for it, and the people and the culture.
No, it's marvelous. So kudos to you and putting it together. I might add, while you're now going to be known for your Glad Kosher cuisine, but also the rehab center is second to none.
second to none. We have our own staff, state-of-the-art equipment, and even the building's been renovated completely. So we provide a fantastic service. And you can see in terms of everyone coming in, and even Rabbi Schoenfeld, when he came, he was with us for a period of time. He loved it. And the rehab was good. We got him back on his feet, and I think it's quite a testimony to the staff.
I think the community is appreciative of the fact that you fought for it. It took years, but you finally got it done, so congratulations on getting it done. I think people are going to be using it more now that you are a Glad Kosher facility.
Thank you, Zev. It's my pleasure, and thank you for coming today. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. Continued success.
Thank you.
I haven't seen Lonnie Oppenheimer in a long time. She's Director of Guest Relations here at Margaret Tietz, so good to have you back, and what better person? I know you're always smiling. Remember, make people feel comfortable and welcome, so it's a great and fitting job for you.
Yeah, thank you. I try, and I love older people, so when I first walked into this place, they had an event for rabbis and rebbitzins in the community. They wanted people to get to know the place, and I just felt so at home here. It was just very warm and welcoming, and it felt like a place that would resonate with the values of Torah and with Jewish tradition. It's a place that, one of the reasons I like working with the elderly is because I always felt that they get, short shrift, that they deserve so much respect and dignity, and that our society denies them that to a large extent, even if not directly, just by virtue of its youth worshiping culture. So I wanted the opportunity to try and write that to some small extent, and I was just thrilled when it worked out that I could work here. So.
What's your biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge.
I see somebody's pointing to him.
His biggest challenge is to try and pull me away right now, right?
But you love what you're doing. I know, I can tell, and that makes it very enjoyable, even if people have lots of situations and problems dealing with, and you're able to help them. That's an important thing.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is that I really want to make a difference in their lives, and as the guest relations, I kind of expedite matters, but I don't provide direct care to them, and I really, in a certain sense, I have a newfound, really deep respect for all the nurses and the nurses' aides and the work that they do. It's really hard, and but they and the therapists, as they make a huge difference in their lives. They come here and they get better, and they a lot of them get better and go home, and the physical therapist, if anybody out there is thinking of doing physical or occupational therapy, it's really an amazing profession. Really helping people in a very real way. And but everyone, each of us plays our role, right? So.
Wonderful, thank you. Good to see you again.
Yeah, same here. Hatzlacha Rava and everything. Thanks for bringing our community together and bringing people together, keeping us in touch with each other, and bringing achdus to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from Margaret Tietz's Glad Kosher Kitchen Grand Celebration. And we're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from the grand opening celebration of Margaret Tietz's Glad Kosher Kitchen in Jamaica Hill, Queens. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner. We continue our coverage of the grand opening celebration of Margaret Tietz's Glad Kosher Kitchen in Jamaica Hills, Queens. Debbie King is from right around here, Hollywood, Queens, and you have a mother here at the facility.
Right, that's why one of the reasons we chose this place, first of all, is because we could walk down on Shabbos. And they are so accommodating. I mean, the other reason, of course, was because it was frum and kosher. Actually, my mother was here when they started to change over. But I find the people very accommodating. We come eat Shabbos with her, lunch. They give us the meals. And the facilities are great. The care is wonderful. Everybody is very, very warm and accessible. And they keep the patients clean. What more could I ask for?
Exactly. So you seem very happy about being here.
I definitely am. The people are so, so nice here. I can't have enough words for it. My mom is happy, and there are a lot of activities. That's what's so crucial for these patients also. They keep them busy.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
We're speaking with Rabbi Chaim Schwartz, Executive Director, or Executive Vice President, I should say, of the Kosherist here at not only Margaret Tietz, but you oversee all the Kosherist in Queens, right? The Vada Kosherist of Queens is your domain. So how difficult is it to go to a facility such as Margaret Tietz and convert it to a Glad Kosher one?
Well, there are a lot of aspects and a lot of different details when you're putting it together. As you might have heard in the speeches, we were part of the entourage and went to Albany to discuss it with the state. And then once we got all the state certifications and the licenses and everything that needed to be done, what in itself actually was a parsha, writing, helping them with the proposals, helping them make sure that they could get what they needed for the patients, and we could give them what they needed for kosher, and we could work it out together. Once we needed it to kosher, it was pretty easy. The staff cleaned the way koshering needs to be cleaned. We had plenty of staff with us to work with us. So Margaret Tietz really made it very simple for us to change it over basically in 2 nights.
Wow, so that's pretty good, and now it's just great, and people seem to be having a good time. I can't help smiling. I was at an event for a bank, I won't mention which one, a number of years ago, where the vice president of the bank was Jewish, but the top guy was not. And he says, this is in Brooklyn, so we can have a kosher table, but the rest of the food should be treif. But the vice president, who was Jewish, said he made the whole thing kosher, only put up the sign on one of the tables. Right. So the head of the bank was walking around thinking he's eating non-kosher food and saying how good it was, thinking he was eating treif when he's really eating kosher, because kosher food really is on par. People have this sometimes a misconception, but kosher food is certainly just as good, and depending, of course, who cooks it.
Absolutely, especially over here we have Yossi Mizrahi, he's from Eretz Yisrael, and he has a long family history in culinary and cooking, and he's always coming up with new recipes and helping out patients, try to give them the best type of food they can. But the most important thing was that everyone here in the home, like you heard Joe Seminaro, who's not Jewish, but he really pushed the initiative very hard because he understood how important it was to have a strictly kosher environment.
Terrific, and kudos to you. And how many establishments do you certify in Queens?
Right now, Baruch Hashem, between Queens, Great Neck, and Long Island, we're about 140.
Ken Yerbu.
Ken Yerbu, amen.
Good to see you.
Nice meeting you. Be well.
We're sitting at Rabbi Shlomo Nisanov. He is the rabbi of Kehilat Sephardim of Ahavat Achim, part of the community here. So thank you for joining us. I understand your community is basically Bukharan Jews.
Yes.
Which Queens has a lot of, right?
Yes, which has a lot. We're very happy that Margaret Tietz is fully glad kosher. We were happy when they had originally. Margaret Tietz not only has a rehabilitation center here, they have an adult daycare center also, which a lot of our elderly members of our community go. So it helps the community a lot, and it's also very local. We are exactly about 4 or 5 blocks away on 153rd and 78th Road.
And how large is the Bukharan community?
Well, 10-mile radius, we're talking about 60,000 Bukharan Jews.
Wow, that's a lot. And growing, right?
And growing. Baruch Hashem, and growing.
Are they integrating with the greater Jewish community? I know for a while they've been more insular as far as working amongst themselves. Is that changing or is it still the same?
It's changing slowly but surely. The younger people, one of the things that we initiated a couple of years ago in our synagogue, we have an English-speaking rabbi. So the younger people are only English-speaking. Just yesterday we had our parenting workshop. It was a big success. And all the people who showed up were all English speaking. So the community, I like to say, we're acculturating. We're not assimilating, acculturating, and because we're not going back to where we came from. So we just have to learn how to become more and more part of the community.
You're not going back to Uzbekistan. Even though I have to tell you, I was in Uzbekistan about over a decade. I enjoyed it. The community is fascinating now, but unfortunately shrinking because everybody's moving out.
That is correct. Most of the majority of the Jews are going to either to Eretz Yisrael or they're coming to the United States.
Either to Eretz Yisrael or to Queens.
Or Queensbekistan. I call it Queensbekistan. Going to the neighborhoods of Rigostan and Rigo Park and Forest Hills, Kew Garden Hills, Kew Gardens, Briarwood, Corona, all these neighborhoods. Because the diversity of the community is that we all live together. Walking distance, uncle, aunts, grandparents, nephews, grandkids, and we like to stay like that. to bring out the community. And we need such a facility because unlike where we come from, Baruch Hashem, our elderly are staying longer with us, and we need to make sure that they are very well taken care of in a changing demographic society like we have here.
Terrific, thank you, and good to see you here at the Margaret Tietz grand opening of the Glatt Kosher Kitchen celebration. I know members of your congregation participate here well when they need to be here, so good to see you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Linda Spiegel is the hard-working director of public affairs at Margaret Tietz, now celebrating Kosher Kitchen's grand opening and also connecting through the air for the rest of the Queens community. So I know that you had a wonderful event, by the way. A lot of people put together, rabbis, elected officials, community leaders.
Yes, we had a wonderful, wonderful afternoon at 1 o'clock. I have all the rabbanim from the community here, and the legislators all came down in force, and many of them have had experiences with us here and have referred people to us and have been very happy with the care, and we're just so grateful for their support that is really unending. Today marks a very important day for us at Margaret Tietz, the opening of this grand Glatt Kosher Kitchen for the community. There is absolutely no reason now why anybody should feel that there would be any problems with the meal service here. The food, as everybody can attest to that was here, was absolutely delicious, and these are the meals that are served to our residents.
People putting stuff in their pockets.
Yes, people definitely took food home today, so that was, and we were prepared. We had extra plates on hand, so that was a wonderful thing. And we have a very, very vital rehab program here at Margaret Tietz, and we're getting a lot of people in from the community for those types of services, hip surgery or knee replacement, and depending on your insurance, will depend on the length of stay that you are here. We work with all of the hospitals in the community and in Manhattan as well. So if you live in the Queens area and you live in 5 towns, you're in Brooklyn, Margaret Tietz is the place for you. It's a beautiful facility, very warm, very caring, and very, very high-end therapy here with a beautiful rehab gym that will get you in and get you home very quickly. That is our goal, to get you back to the community and back to your life and just help you along the way. And we do have long-term care services here as well, and we do work with all the various hospice providers here, and we do have a separate unit just for hospice, and we have that separate unit for rehab. So everybody that's on that rehab floor are all motivated to do well and get home. So we support you every inch of the way and look forward to having you here. And as again, it was a very special day, and we were wonderful to have Zev here with us and all of our legislators and Michael Fassler, the president of our organization, and Joe Seminaro, executive director. And our doors are always open to you, so please come by and visit us. I can give you my phone number too. Linda Spiegel, 718-298-7838. Again, Linda Spiegel, 718-298-7838. I look forward to giving you a personal tour and having a wonderful conversation with you. Thanks again.
That was just people active here, because it's after the event, people are breaking down the table, so people shouldn't think anything untoward is going on over here. But thank you for having us. I know we spoke for such a long time. He says, wait for the opening of the Glatt Kosher, and I kept hearing about the Glatt Kosher Kitchen. I don't want to tell people how many years I've been hearing about the opening of the Glatt Kosher Kitchen, but finally the Glatt Kosher Kitchen is open in Margaret Tietz.
Yes,
so thank you.
And I have to say that, we're very persistent, and the rabbanim in the community really helped us out, and it did have to go through Department of Health approval, and that did take longer than we ultimately anticipated. So now it's really a big celebration here. We're very, very happy for the entire Jewish community, because we are really here for all of you. And we do have minyan here twice a day, so if you're ever in the community and want to stop in, you need a minyan, it's the best one in town. So come by.
Thank you, and look forward, we'll have you back again.
I hope so. Thanks, Zev. Thanks so much.
Thank you. We're speaking with Rabbi Yossi Blasovsky, the Chabad rabbi of the Chabad of Northeast Queens. That sounds like a big region.
It is. It encompasses Bayside, Little Neck, Whitestone, the whole northeast corridor of Queens.
And Bella had the privilege of meeting you when you were at the Young Israel of Long Beach in the summertime as well. So I know you're an integral part of what's happening here. You must be excited the fact that Margaret Tietz is now not only Glatt Kosher facility, but also as an Erev.
It's absolutely unbelievable. There are many nursing facilities in Queens, Very few of them are kosher, and I don't know if any of them are encompassed by an Erev with a Shabbos apartment. It's an incredible accomplishment, and it makes it available for those who are Shabbos observants.
Certainly, it makes it easy for people to get it. What is it? It's one huge Erev, or it's interlocking a roof? How does it work?
I don't know the exact parameters, but I know that it includes the high Orthodox communities of Kew Gardens and Kew Gardens Hills and Jamaica Estates, etc., where there is a very solid amount of Orthodox Jews who would need an Erev to be able to visit their loved ones on Shabbos.
It's marvelous, and it's good to see you here, and all very distinguished rabbis and community leaders all got together here for this grand celebration.
And the fact that you're here, Zev, tells us how important the event is.
Thank you for the compliment.
Thank you. Anytime.
We're speaking with Rebbetzin Judy Steinig of the Young Israel of Bayside. She's a Rebbetzin there, and you yourself were a patient here, about 4 years ago?
Yes, it was a wonderful experience. I actually had a good time. The rehab was excellent. The food, even before the kosher kitchen, I had private meals come to me. I had a wonderful experience, and now I'm off and running. We actually have a program that Tietz is a sponsor of coming up on November 18th at Young Israel of Jamaica Estates called Humor and Healing, addressing the issues of dementia and Alzheimer's. So that's Tietz is a sponsor of it, and we're looking forward to it. 9 o'clock in the morning at Young Israel of Jamaica Estates.
No, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with you, and I see that you're smiling, so it means you had a good experience.
It was great. We recommend Tietz to everyone, and a lot of people from our synagogue have come here.
Thank you for joining us. And we're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from Margaret Tietz's Glatt Kosher Kitchen Grand Celebration. Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner. We continue our coverage of the grand opening celebration of Margaret Tietz's Glatt Kosher Kitchen in Jamaica Hills, Queens. Good to see Rabbi Fabian Schoenfeld. It's been a long time since we had you on our broadcast. Nice to see you here at the Margaret Tietz Grand Celebration.
Nice to be here. Very meaningful.
When you spoke, you mentioned the connection to the Tietz family to Germany. As a young man, tell us about that.
Kristallnacht. Famous Kristallnacht. When they burned shuls and yeshivas. There was a big department store in Berlin called Tietz. Tietz Warenhaus is a German department store. And they burned it down. And they said, this is the end of Jewish control of our business. This is the end of Jews being in Germany. We get rid of all these Jews and we'll burn down the department store. And here we are, decades later. Not only we still exist, we have a kosher facility named after Tietz. The department store may not be here anymore, but the Jewish people is. It's the lesson for all Jew haters, for all anti-Semites. You may succeed for a while, but in the long run, you will not. Am Yisrael Chai.
Am Yisrael Chai. Thank you for saying that. And I know that thank you, because you were instrumental. You were very much, you and your son, Rabbi Yoel, wanted to make sure that Margaret Tietz becomes a Glatt Kosher facility.
Yes, absolutely true. The original meeting was held in the library of our shul. Rabbi Steinbeck was there, myself, others. And they asked us, do we think it's a good idea to have a kosher home? I said, absolutely yes, and here we are today. Very meaningful.
Good to see you, Rabbi Schoenfeld.
Good to speak to you.
Vaughn Buffalo is an attorney. He's a member of the board of the Margaret Tietz Centralite Health System. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
You're smiling. This is like a big event. A lot of years in planning. I heard even maybe 5 years in planning.
I think there's been a lot of planning that's been involved with this change, and I think a lot of people are excited about it. I think it's going to serve the people that are here, and I think it's going to energize the staff as well as the community that we're trying to create in this facility.
Great, kudos. I know that it didn't come easy. There were discussions back and forth, but glad that it finally that it transpired, and I think it's going to augur well for both for the facility and also bringing more people in. So,
I completely agree with that.
Was there any dissent on the board? Would you have the heated debates in the night? Should we go do it, not do it?
No, I don't. No, there was no dissents on the board. It was, it was operations people were really working through the hurdles and kinks to get this through. I think that everybody believed that bottom line, to get this done would be a win-win for everybody.
Kudos and thank you.
Thank you.
We're representing Chaya Olbaum, her husband, and they're part of the whole community here. Her husband has a shul here, and good to see you, one of our listeners.
Yes, big-time listener. Enjoy the program every Motzei Shabbos. I want to share a mazel tov with the Margaret Tietz facility. They do amazing work, and it's always a pleasure to come here and to see all the dedicated workers, and I wish them all hatzlacha and success in all their endeavors.
Thank you.
Okay, my pleasure.
Good to see Mr. Marvin Factor, chairman of the board here at the Margaret Tietz, which is a Centralite Health Systems. I have to make sure that became Centralite. When did that happen, by the way?
That happened about 6 months ago. We changed our name. It was for marketing purposes. Beth Abe wasn't that well known in all our other parts, even including Margaret Tietz. By consolidating into one name, we are continuing to try and make sure that this name is well known in the marketplace and hope that it will bring more patients in by the reputation in a consolidated manner.
Well, first of all, congratulations. I think making it a Glatt Kosher facility certainly facilitates serving the Jewish community, the larger Jewish community, even more.
Well, we have mission to accommodate the various communities where we are located. Obviously, Margaret Tietz is in a area which has indigenous Jewish and Orthodox population. Our mission is to take care of everybody, and when we have a concentration like we do here, we had a need to accommodate kosher and Orthodox community. And
plus the fact is, though, now that you're kosher, people even beyond the community are going to be able to come. I know I deal with other facilities, and they get from Queens. I know some in Brooklyn, they get quite a few patients from Queens, too.
Right.
So this facility, was it a hard decision to make?
I can't tell you that the decision was in my hands because this was before my direct involvement to this extent. Michael Fassler was the moving force behind this, and I was interested even myself to learn how much effort and how much time it took for this to actually take place. It took years of thought planning and a lot of arm twisting up in the Albany halls to make this happen.
But you finally did it.
We did it, and we're very happy, and we appreciate all the hard work that went behind making it happen, and we appreciate your being here.
I look forward to it. It's not a beautiful facility, and it has, from what I understand, the rehab program is really outstanding, and now you're making it easier for people. So I personally love to see more Glatt Kosher facilities in New York. So I was very happy to hear that.
Thank you very much, Zev.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Is correct.
We're speaking with Rabbi David Keane. He's a Jewish chaplain, pastoral care at New York Hospital in Queens. So good to see you here.
Yeah, it's a wonderful event. It's a wonderful place, Margaret Tietz. As a chaplain, many of the things that I do is we try to treat and cure and heal our patients, not just with their body, but with their spirit, body, and mind, their whole person. And coming to a place like Margaret Tietz that enables a family member or a patient to not just get the rehabilitation, the physical rehabilitation that they so vitally need, but to get the spiritual rehabilitation, to have a place to pray, to have a place where their family members can stay for Shabbos, and to have this brand new kosher kitchen, all enables that patient to get back to themselves in a very timely fashion. And again, recognizing the whole person, spirit, body, and mind, their religious, traditional, and of course their physical needs. So it's a really wonderful place to be. And many of our patients come here, and the people here, Linda Spiegel and others, treat them just like they're part of their own family. And that's just a really wonderful thing to know as a chaplain, that people have a place to go that they can recuperate with dignity and with wholeness. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks.
And we're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from Margaret Tietz's Glatt Kosher Kitchen Grand Celebration.